Hey guys, how you doing? Clean off my camera. Is that any better? I don't know. Yeah. There we go. Hello, a person. How are you? How is the fine weather out west?
Hi, Lucas.
How you doing, sir? We're doing pretty good. Weather is to be desired, but hey, Cole, how are you? Yeah, I kind of figured I would leave that up to everybody, Cole. Not sure really. Actually, the reason that got put up as the title is Courtney. That's what she called me earlier.
I did.
So let me get on live chat. Hello, Jack. How are you, sir? Welcome. How you doing?
Mr. Baker's here.
Mr. Baker, how are you? Wow, he's got a lot going on over there. He's clapping. He looks like Throb. He has a thumbs up. What was that other thing there?
Some confetti.
And confetti. All right. Well, there you go.
It's a party over there.
Jack, how's the wife? Is she doing, let's say mediocre to good? I mean, I guess that's what we look for in a situation like this. Let's see. Courtney didn't put her phone on top chat. She's being so robbed tonight. Yeah, she's on top chat. I've hit live chat 4 times. There we go. Jack says hello to everyone. Mr. Baker wants everyone to smash that button. And Thundra, how do you do that? The I thing. Let's see here. Try to look up at you guys a little bit better. I'll hold the phone just there. We go. Let's say, well, hello, Edge and Courtney says Jack, and Joseph is just going crazy with his hands. They're all over the place. Thunder Golf says, well, I'm awake now. I've slept all day practically. Sometimes you need that though, Cole. You really do. Jack says, hello, everyone. This is a person says, Thundra, how do you do that? And he's like looking at you. It's already starting, guys. They're already booting me for some reason. Joseph says, hey, y'all smash that like button. Jack says, doing okay. Well, that's good to hear, sir. Greatly. I really don't know what to say about that. You know, it's a rough thing regardless of which way you look at it. It's good. Now, is she taking well to the treatment? I guess that's the biggest question that we would all have is, you know, is she receiving it well? And if so, is it, you know, in a positive way? And Cole says, I have to get to the store to get lunch for the week. Still don't know what I want. Walk in there. Your stomach will tell you. You'll get it home. You'll make it. Your stomach lied to you the whole way. And then you're stuck eating crap you don't want all week. That's what happens to us, right?
No, I usually like what I get.
Yeah, Courtney buys everything. If she's remotely hungry, it's done. Look who's here. Jack says, Cole, how you doing, buddy? Well, I've been sick for a while, and the meds I'm on keep me out. Well, are the meds helping, though? If they're helping, then maybe your body will get used to it, then you can function better. At least that's best case scenario, right? Jack says, something I already read. I'm starting that already. Jack says, Edge, how's your mom? Well, that's a long story.
It's not that long.
It seems like she needs a lot of help. But the worst part is, it's like if I'm there, she does everything right. If I'm not there, she completely forgets everything she has to do. Which reminds me, I was supposed to call her and tell her to take her meds at 6:30. I forgot to call before we started.
You can call now.
So, yeah, this is going to be a live phone call. Hope you're doing better, Cole. Jack says she's taking treatment well, but feeling sick afterwards, throwing up and feeling tired. That kind of happens with that. My dad got really lucky when he was going through that treatment. He was fine. He didn't have any issues.
Until after it was all done.
After it was all done, he started having like ringing in the ears.
He was super skinny.
He lost a lot of weight and all that kind of stuff.
His hair thinned by at least half.
Well, he actually went completely bald and then grew back maybe like a third of what he had originally.
And he lost all of his teeth.
Yeah, he did lose his teeth. I completely forgot about that. They literally fell out. Cole said, Thunder Golf says, yeah, I'm getting better. Well, that's good, sir. Glad to hear it. And unfortunately, guys, I need to make a live phone call to remind my mom to take her meds.
Right there. You guys have a good weekend? You're on top chat.
It's because I was on live until it crashed on me.
Mm.
I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
So I didn't really get done anything I wanted to do this weekend. Although it was fairly nice outside. It was really windy on Saturday. But the sun was out and it was beautiful today. Sorry, you're not looking forward to tomorrow. Want to share with us why? I mean, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow either because that means I gotta go to work.
What did I tell you to do? When you take your meds,
Anyway.
what should you do? You
See, I have a theory here. Mondays, I don't hate that bad, even though it's not the weekend. It's Tuesday that I hate the worst. Mondays go really fast because you've got so much to do, so you don't have time to sit and watch the clock. Wednesdays is hump day, so it's kind of like semi-encouraging. Thursday, you're almost at Friday. Friday is obviously Friday. Tuesdays, there's nothing good about Tuesdays. So I have jury duty on Thursday. So, but I don't get chosen to serve on the jury again because I'm not down for that. Although it's my American privilege, though, correct? I don't know. What else do you guys want to talk about? Brian's got lots of treats here to show you guys. My roses are loving the weather, though. Not that you guys probably care about roses, but. Weather's good, semi-good. Like mornings are around mid-30s. Middle of the day. Today was about 60. Yesterday was, I think, 55. But it's going to get down to 37, I think, tonight. It's really windy yesterday. but it was gorgeous today. I think the trees turned overnight because they were just kind of blah yesterday. But when I went out there outside this morning, everything was yellow and red. It's beautiful.
And you shouldn't make those mistakes anymore, or at least it would minimize them.
Ah, it's frustrating. It's a lot of dishes behind me.
You don't need the light when you're coming on. That will shut off. It goes off when you're talking.
How's the weather where you're at, Jack? Who else we got on here? Thunder, are you still here? Joseph, are you still here? Lucas, are you still here?
Okay, so what pill should you be taking? No, I'm looking at your TV.
Gave the dog a bath today.
It's a Sunday, so look at your Sunday column.
Are you working, Joseph, or are you getting ready to go to work?
And then, what time is it? Okay, 6:33. What?
Yeah, fall is my favorite season.
Correct. So you're going.
And then
to-
spring, even though it kills my allergies.
And
Oh, you're off today. How exciting. Did you do anything
So
fun?
take your Sunday bedtime pills. All right.
What else you guys want to talk about? Sorry, Brian's the talker. I'm really not.
Yeah, your pillowcase is filled. You don't add anything to it. That's why I filled your pillowcase.
Here, I've got some fun tools. They're my kind of tools.
Every-
It's backwards, but
Everything you need is in the trust
it's cookie cutters for fondant. That's an oak leaf. I think this is a pine cone. There's a holly leaf. This is probably super boring for you guys, sorry. There's Krista's maple leaf. Don't know what that leaf is.
and then tomorrow is
And then that one.
whole cycle. You're 6, 12, and 6. And it just rotates. You should be fine.
My family's okay. My mom just had a birthday.
Look at your case and it should be fine. You shouldn't make anything different than what that shows you.
I have a nephew that's having a birthday this month. A
Tomorrow
person's
would be
brother.
Yes.
What kind of cookies do I make? Well, I really bake whatever kind of cookies, like during the holidays. I think my go-to is chocolate chip cookies.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, so hopefully we can wake up and take.
But I will say I got some really cool family recipe cookies, like peanut butter blossoms. That's the one with the Hershey Kiss in the center. And monster cookies. That's a tradition for my family. We would always make those New Year's Eve. Literally, these cookies are this big.
All right,
And they have everything in them. Raisins, peanut butter, oatmeal, chocolate chips, M&Ms, everything. Hey, Dan. I know, I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving. Seriously, my mindset is still in summer. I haven't even moved into fall yet, and I'm seeing Christmas stuff everywhere. It's just blowing my mind. I mean, I get it. The older you get, the faster life goes, but it's just out of control right now.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Out of control.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to do the necessary evils.
Hey, King.
So what did I miss?
We talked about the weather
And your tools.
and my tools, just a couple of my tools. And my family briefly and cookies. Would you like to talk about cookies?
No, I don't talk about cookies. I don't eat cookies.
You suck. Brian was on the phone. He's back now.
Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I forgot to call my mom to make sure that she took her meds, so I had to do that.
Yes. She didn't understand. Oh, it's really behind.
Yeah. We're gonna go out and go back in on Courtney's phone because it is way behind. And
Okay. Treat.
yeah, Joseph, what did you do for your birthday this weekend?
Sit. Thank you. Good boy.
Oh, Dan has a interview tomorrow for the
Nice.
call center for Verizon. Congrats, sir.
Excellent. Make sure you get your questions lined up.
Yeah, always walk through your interview mentally the day before. Come up with any questions you need, and then, rehash it in your mind, and then go in for your interview. You'll be more prepared, and you'll also, even if you know what you're talking about, being more comfortable, it'll present that you know what you're talking about. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I always write them down, even though I know what they are.
Considering I haven't interviewed for like 20 years, but it hasn't.
5 years.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. So, I mean, it's the same thing. All right, guys. So, this is honestly a lot of Rob's fault. This is Rob's fault.
Brian's been looking for a reason to do this.
Yeah, I have been.
Joseph says his mom and him had birthdays.
Yes.
My mom also had a birthday.
And Joseph, your package didn't go out, and I'm not going to make any excuses.
Sorry. It's going out on Monday.
It is.
Sorry.
And I might actually send it out like today for you so that you can get it.
Sorry.
So you can get it at the same time I said you would get it.
Sorry.
Sorry. But if you want to, I can show it to you again. It's right
So
there.
ridiculous.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, basically, Rob went through his toolbox. And
Don't worry, we're not going to bore you with that.
no, I only
Not the
got
whole toolbox.
Yeah.
Just some.
yeah, I got out a couple things for you. So if you guys can see. And basically it has to do with what I prefer as a tool. Now, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not downing any other companies. There are certain companies I like for certain things. Like it just so happens for like mechanic hand tool things.
Oh, you did not turn down your phone.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. And now it's done.
It's done.
Just thank you.
Why do I always
turn
gotta
it-
threaten to spank you all the time?
You turn it down. You don't have to hit 12 buttons to exit. It does it by itself.
It's still on vibrate.
No, it's not.
Okay. Sorry if you guys bust out your ears.
You turn it down, and then you turn it down
Tell
again.
me how to turn my phone down.
Yes, exactly. You didn't turn yours down either.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Because
whatever.
I'm smarter than you.
Then what was that? Huh?
Your tools, tool bag.
So, man, I got cat hair
I don't care.
all over me. And Courtney watched the animals today, so yeah, we have like everything all over us. Basically, what it's about is for hand tools, I prefer like hand tools as far as like wrenches. One of my favorite is Snap-on. And I know everybody says Snap-on is overpriced, and you can get the same thing with Craftsman, and you have other companies that have a lifetime warranty and guarantee and all that. But what I have found out is with Snap-on, I haven't had to use that guarantee or that warranty. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. Like, for instance, this, which is my half-inch breaker bar. You guys can see I've put pipes on this thing. I put a 6-foot pipe on this, and you can see it's still straight.
Is that a man baton?
Yes, it's a Matan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Keenan. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello, sir. So, I mean, there's reasons why I have certain tools, and I can honestly tell you, like, for instance, the handle on the Snap-on tools,
Very comfortable.
they really are. It's a square handle that is, if you can see, they kind of round off all the edges, and when you grab this and you just get that in your hand, it's like right there. Each round goes, like right there in your palm, and it's just so comfortable. The flats they're phenomenal. I love it. Now, hey Eddie, how are you? So now, am I saying that I don't use other hand tools? Absolutely not. I think other companies make phenomenal tools. Like, for instance, if I was to get a set of pliers or like slip joint pliers, I would easily go Craftsman. I don't use them a lot, but if I did, it would be worth it to me. And like crescent wrenches, I would just buy a Craftsman. I mean, I could just take it back to the store, fix it, we'll be fine.
I like this one.
Do you know what that is? You want to show them?
It's not a crescent wrench. It's a crescent wrench.
Bailey. So, can you guys see the difference?
One's got little ridges, one's square.
Does anybody know the difference between these two wrenches? Maybe we can magnify it a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see. This is a 1-inch, and this is a 13/16.
I'll call that a half moon.
Can anybody tell me the difference between the tools?
Hey, Eddie.
And I have been asked on numerous occasions by numerous people how much Snap-on I actually own. And guys, trust me, it was not cheap. My first main set that I got, I financed. I mean, it's that expensive. But at the time, I was young, 25 years ago, and I got a lot of my main core tools, which would be like my open-end box wrench set. I got that in metric and standard. I got that back in '93. I also got my basic ratchets for my basic 3/8 ratchet and 6 and 12-point sockets, deep and shallow, which would be a deep socket and a shallow socket. Anywhere, and I think most of them go from like 3/16 all the way up to 1 1/8. That was my basic set that I got, and that took me a good part of a year to pay off back in 1993. That cost me probably about $2,800. And then I added on to it by getting a 1/2-inch set, and just occasionally, hey Mike, how you doing? So, and then I upgraded and I got some of the more like snazzy stuff, like a 3-inch ratchet with a flexible head, which I gotta tell you guys, I love this. This helps me so much. This is kind of my go-to now. Not to mention, it's also a long handle compared to their standard ratchet. So, but I will tell you, one of my favorite tools to use, like if I'm working inside of a car or like in the engine bay, which a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this, it's this one.
Who said nachos? What?
Well, we're having nachos.
Man, come for some nachos.
This is probably my most favorite ratchet. This is one of my go-to ratchets for anything that's like 3/8 and smaller. And working inside cars, you have anything that's from like probably a 12 or a 14 millimeter and down. And most of the time you can break it loose with this with no problem. I've had pipes on this up to like 2 feet also. This is my little 1/4 inch ratchet. And I even have a 1/4 inch to 3/8 adapter just because I find myself using this so much. I love this thing, and it's comfortable. I mean, it does everything. So, did anybody guess what them 2 wrenches were?
I don't know.
Or the difference between them?
The comments, all I saw was nachos. This is your stream, honey. Here you go.
All right, let me go back here. Where are we at? King of the Crew says, "Hey Jack." Dan says, "What's up, Jack?" Jack says, "Dan, this year has flown by way too fast." I fully agree with you, sir. Dan says, "What's Brian doing?" Okay, we've covered that. Let's see. Joseph says, "My mother and I had birth." Okay, I covered that already too. Where am I? Hey Brian, would you have a phone call or something? He didn't worry about it, Brian. You got to do what you got to do for family is more important. Thank you, sir. I agree. I'm glad you guys understand. I completely forgot when I looked up. I'm like, I have to call her. It was med time for my mom, so I had to call the reminder. Dan says, "I'll be honest, guys. I'm going to be sweating like a pig in there. Interviews make me nervous as hell." Well, just remember, if you can talk casually to them, you're going to be so much easier. If you go in there with a positive outlook and not, either negative or I'm not so sure.
Confidence is key.
Yeah, I mean, if you go in there and you're like, "Listen, I'm the guy for the job. This is what I know. This is what I can do for you. What can you do for me?"
That sounds a little aggressive.
No, but I'm saying that's, you don't go in there like that, but you have to go in there with that feeling yourself. You don't present it that way, but that's the feeling you have to have when you go in there. It's like, I have something to offer this company, and when they ask me, this is what I can offer them. You have to know it. Let's see. All About Vehicles says, "Mr. Toolman and Courtney can't stay, but have a great night." Thank you very much for stopping by, sir. Then the Mopar man says, "I will be honest, I'm not a big fan of call center job because they can be irritating." I agree.
Irritating.
Especially when you got to listen to annoying people. However, I need a job and it's easy on my back because of my back pain. So yes, you will get people like me on the phone. That happens. So
come here. Treat.
Yeah, that's how it is. Eddie is saying hi to everybody. I'm doing great, Dan. Dan retracted a few messages. Mike says, "Hey, y'all." Dan says, "Hey, Roten." Mike Roten says, "Sorry I'm late. Fell on the pile of nachos and had to eat my way out." Oh, sorry, sir. I hope you didn't hurt your arm. Yeah, so sorry.
Your arm?
Well, he fell on him. He could have bumped his elbow or something.
That would have gone mouth first. Swan dive.
Dan the Mopar man says, "Hey, Mike, that's a good problem to have." You know what? I fully agree. Jack says, "Sorry, guys. I had to reboot my phone. I was buffering a lot." It's all right. Welcome back. Hey, Eddie and Mike. Welcome back, Jack. Hey, Jack. Hey, Eddie. Scott S. says, "That's a wrench for pipe fittings." Hey, guys. Yes. Actually, the correct name of it is a lineman's wrench. Or a line wrench, I should say. I'm sorry. Not a lineman's wrench. See? Yours just vibrated.
Lime or beans.
These come in extremely handy when you're doing brake lines or coolant lines. They are phenomenal for that. And I really do love these. And I love the fact that if you, let me see if I can show you. This is a regular 1-inch wrench, and I love that the line wrenches are a little bit thicker. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but they are a little bit thicker. They are so much more comfortable in the hand. But I love the other ones because they really do fit in tighter places than like Craftsman. Like if this was a Craftsman wrench, they would have that big square bump out with their name on it. I love that the Snap-on is just stamped in there. And also if
It's a dog.
you step on your dog, he'll yelp at you.
Yeah.
You see that little thing right there, that like backwards 3, that tells you what year your wrenches were made. Like in this case, that backwards 3 is for 1993. A forward 3 is like 2017 or something. There's a whole chart on it. It really looks like hieroglyphics, quite frankly. So yeah, that's kind of it. I have a 3/8 to 1/2-inch adapter, which I found that works really well because 1/2-inch deep well sockets are a lot deeper than what 3/8 deep well sockets are. So if you find yourself just a little short, you can always put this onto your 3/8 ratchet, and then you can use the deeper socket rather than buying a set of shallow, medium depth, deep well, and extra deep well. You can always switch over to the 1/2-inch deep well, and it will give you probably like a 1/16 or an 1/8 difference in the depth. So that does help me out a lot. Then I also have my 3/8 to 1/4, which I really love this because sometimes you just can't find your 1/4-inch ratchet or the right 3/8 socket. So
Because you didn't put it away.
yeah, exactly.
In your toolbox.
Because it's laying on the floor. The cat was chewing on it or something. So that's what these two are mainly for. That it's my 1/4 to 3/8 or my 3/8 to 1/4, because it gives you a lot more options on what you can do with your tools. Another thing that I love is the impact sockets that Snap-on has. These things are ridiculous. This is a 1/2-inch to 3/8 Snap-on adapter, and I actually tried to break this adapter, and I ended up breaking a socket trying to do it. So that worked out great. And then, you have like specialty tools like this one. Let's see if Scott can get this one. Scott, do you know what these are used for?
Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, if they'll focus. Can you see the jaws on them? So if you can tell me what they're used for. Let's see if Scott can get that one. And then you also have this one, which I asked Courtney what it was for, and she said to scratch your back.
I had a lot of good reasons to use that tool.
None of which are what they were for.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get caught back up here real quick. Everybody's saying welcome back to Jack. Mr. Mopar says, how's the nachos there, Mike? How are they doing? By the way, Mike, how's that house going? Why are you hitting me?
I grabbed that.
I
wasn't hitting you. I was hitting you, no.
Dan says, nice mic. Plate was small, so I had 2 helpings. Go back for 3 if you have to, you know. Scott S says, hello, Mike. Dan says, hey, Scott. Dan also says, damn it. Now I'm having a hankering for nachos. Yeah.
You know, sometimes I really like nachos that have all the goodies on it. You know, the chili, the real cheese, the olives, salsa, sour cream, and all that. But sometimes I just get a really huge craving for the fake nacho cheese and chips.
Kind of like the Velveeta or Cheese Whiz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's called nacho cheese.
That's nacho cheese.
Yes, not cheese, but
Joseph says, that's fine, not being able to send out the knob for a few days. Your birthday present was late too. LOL. That's all right, sir, but mine was late because of my fault. This one's not your fault, but this one's my fault too. So I mean, I guess it's all right. No, it's not all right.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Scott says, that's what I was thinking of. Good brake lines and other copper fittings. Snap-on has great stuff. You know what? They are even though they have a broad spectrum of what tools that they buy, and they are real simple tools, they have so many tools that are specialized. It is ridiculous. Like, I have a 15 amp test light. It works great. You just clip it on any screw, and then you can find hot wires throughout the dash. I love that thing.
Never seen him use it.
Well, because I normally research what wires they are first, and you know. Snap rings.
Ow.
No, this is actually used for something different than that. Think of your cooling system. Mr. Mopar Man says, by the way, Brian, the issue on my car has been taken care of. Or did I tell you my thermostat went out on my car? You actually thought it was your thermostat, but you weren't exactly sure. Thought it was your thermostat or something else. So
God, that happened to me.
you got the eggshell. See, that's funny. When Courtney made the banana bread cake stuff,
Cupcakes.
yeah, she was like, I can't find the egg. I can't find the egg.
I cracked the shell in it by accident.
And she's like, I hope no one gets it. I hope no one gets it. She just bit down on it.
I just got it.
She found it.
It's disgusting.
Um,
I'm glad I got it though.
House is progressing slowly at this point. Check deck picks this week. That sounds great. I can't wait to see what that deck's going to look like. Let's see. Jack says, that's good, Mike. Is it the metal roof already on? No, the roofer is dragging his feet. I was going to ask about that because I know that you said that you were not doing that roof. Richard Gardner. Hello, everyone.
Wow, you said it right.
Yes, I really tried.
Hi, Richard.
Sounds like you need to crack the whip on the roofer guy, Mike.
Mhm.
Tell him to get moving. You'd like to have it done before 2020. LOL. Jack says, I bet a size 10.5 will engage his butt into gear and put the roof on. Yeah, if you need help, Mike, I got a size 13. So,
What?
so Scott, can you tell what they, one more look at it for you. These are, and it's fine. This comes right back down to Snap-on doing great for specialty tools. This one, The only thing this is really used for is hose clamps. That's it. You know how you have the 2 tabs and then the one like that? These are designed to be able to grab the tabs, open it up so you can slide the... That's all they're for. That's it.
I think guys' tools are like women's shoes.
They are.
You really don't need that many of them.
Not.
Yet they all play their part, but you really don't need all of them.
Have you tried taking a hose clamp off with regular pliers though? You squeeze it and it just keeps popping out. These have the little notches in it to just like think it grabs it and good to go.
All of the hose clamps I've come across, I just do it with my fingers. So
Yeah, try that on a radiator clamp.
no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Krista, how you doing?
Hi, green beans.
Let's see, what did I miss? Dan says, Richard, I'm not sure if I asked you last time, but did you say you're going in for ear surgery again? I forgot. I believe he is very shortly. Well, not shortly, but for a surgery, it's close enough. Richard says, Mike, do you need me to use my dirk on his arse? We said hello to Krista. Everybody else is saying hello to Krista. Just wrench it. Hello, sir.
Whoa, how you doing?
How you been? This one is right up your alley. This is a good string for you. Everyone's saying hi to Mr. Wrench It, sir. Dan says, actually, Brian, it was the thermostat that was acting up, almost blew my damn motor, but now I have something just as serious. A serious oil leak is literally leaking about a dollar bill sized leak. Yeah, do you know any teenagers that would like to buy it? Just saying.
That's messed up.
I mean, can you tell where it's coming from? If it's coming from the oil pan, just get a gasket, take out the 13 bolts, put it back up. That could be easy enough. Or if you don't want to buy another gasket, just drop it down a little bit, shove some Permatex in there, and then put that thing up. Then it'll only leak a dime size or a quarter size instead of a dollar bill size.
$1 bill, yo.
Oh, they all add up, especially with oil.
What's the matter, puppy?
So,
What's the matter?
Scott says, my goodness, I wouldn't have guessed that. I believe my dad had one of those. You know what? And it's funny. You never think you need one of these until, it slips off and you're trying to rotate it around and then you slip and it slices your knuckle open or something. Then you just go to Snapple and say, what do you have for a hose clamp? And they say, I have a hose clamp tool. I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy it. So you buy it, you seriously just go, it is that easy. I mean, now like this.
It's for etching metal.
I will tell you that
It's for picking your teeth.
this, as you can see, I used it for the wrong thing because I broke it. But
He must have scratched his butt with it.
no, this is actually designed.
Mhm.
These two go together. This is used for when you take the clamp off and the line is stuck around the radiator. You get the pointed area in there, you pull up, it breaks the suction and allows you to rotate the hose. This is seriously what you would use a screwdriver for. But it's so much easier to just go ding. Once again,
Woman's shoe.
exactly. I mean, it's like, how many high heel shoes do you need? Oh, well, they vary by quarters of an inch.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
Here you go.
colors and open toe and not open toe.
Yep.
Lace, sequins.
Throb, how you doing?
I don't have that many shoes though. I'm not that girl.
Yeah, Mike, that's a big toothpick. It'll reach every tooth, honest. I'm not going to say I haven't used it for that before, but let's see here. Dan the Mopar Man says, well, Richard, I'll be keeping you on my prayers, and hopefully this one helps your hearing. By the way, did you get your hearing aids adjusted? That's the other thing.
Yes, it did.
Well, I knew he was going back in, and then they got adjusted. It wasn't properly, and he had to go back. I'm getting old. I'm forgetting. Yeah, Dan the Carman is trying to put his size 11 somewhere. Do we have somebody with a 14? We have 10 through 13 right now. Hey, Edge, Krista says, Scott, I know they are having a great season this year. Holy crap, I can't read. Jack says, Throb, sir, how are you? Dan, Throbber in the house. Hey, Jack, Dan. Hey, Throb. Snap-on is expensive for me to buy, so I will keep buying Cobalt, Craftsman, Husky over Snap-on. Now, Richard, I fully agree. And trust me, if you're not using them on a daily basis to make a living, I'll tell every one of you, don't buy Snap-on. I mean, it's that simple.
Unless you got money hanging.
I mean, if you have the money, I mean, quite frankly, you can buy a Craftsman 1-inch or a Cobalt wrench for like $24. This is a $140 wrench.
Honey, where do I get my tools?
Michaels,
No.
Joanne Fabric, AC Moore,
These kind of tools.
the dollar store, Big Lots. But for what Courtney uses them for, they work. and that's my prime
It's a
example.
one-time use.
But that's my. Oh, you mean like that purple hammer that you tried taking a nail out with, and you just bent the whole handle back? Yeah, that one. It could put a nail in. You couldn't take one out though.
And I used a screwdriver and it twisted out of the handle.
Yeah.
Right. I just raid his stash now.
Yeah, but I will say, if you're going to be using them every day and you rely on them to make you money, and you can't wait another 10 days for your Snap-on dude to come back to replace it and fill out the paper, I mean, you kind of got to. I mean, because Craftsman, I mean, are they really going to hold up their end of the bargain now that they're not Sears? I haven't really heard what they're doing with that, but there's a lot of these people that say, oh yeah, lifetime warranty. I will tell you right now, if you put a bar on a Cobalt, they will not replace it. I have had a 6-foot pipe on this thing and snapped lug nuts off of a car. And if this broke, they would replace it, no questions asked. I would call the Snap-on guy. He would show up to my shop with the same exact model, hand it to me, and take this one from me.
To give you a new man baton.
Yes. I mean, now mind you, if you need to reach into the depths of a motor, they make extensions for any size. I mean, even 1/2-inch ones. I mean,
Amazing.
so let's see, where are we? Just Wrench It says hi to Throbs. Courtney, shame on you. There's no such thing as having enough tools. You can never have enough tools. LOL.
Okay. Brian can have as many tools as he wants, as long as he doesn't drain the bank account and leave them laying around the house.
So I can't buy any more tools.
I guess not.
Although I do really need to replace some diagonal cutters.
Don't make me show them your tool pile on the floor.
Hey, it's a lot better
You
than
would
it used to
so
be.
embarrassed. You can barely even open the front door.
Now, actually, she bought me a tool bag, and everything you always need is on the bottom, so I dump it out every time, and I just leave it there.
Leave it there.
Literally, leave it there. I dump it out, I leave it there. Throb Nation says, nice tool. Hi, Krista. Just Wrench It says, hi, Throb. Oh, yeah, those radiator clamps are a pain in the butt to deal with. They are. But guess what? You spend $64 for a pair of pliers. It's a dream. Actually, at the time I got these back in I think 94. I got most of my stuff in 93. I got these in 94, probably about a year later. And guess what? They paid for themselves the first time I used it. I didn't get hurt.
Scratch himself and throw it on.
Scott S says, it's about time, Krista. Hence why I take my car to a shop and have them do it. But once I learn how to fix my own car, the shop is going to be a rare occasion. You know what? And you should. I mean, you can go to your county colleges and you can take a basic automotive course fairly cheap. And even some high schools will allow you, like if you bring your car in to get it fixed by the students, they'll let you watch. So take a look into that. Let's see. Krista, if Rob sees the Texas Mouse, he is going to call you to take care of them. I know, Scott, it's been years, says Krista. Richard, he might, LOL. Yeah, you should have seen him throwing a fit about a bee earlier. Yeah, I mean, he was like running around like, ah. Yeah, I seen it. It's all on video.
That's a highly recommended technique for bees.
It is. Just don't spray them with water. Yeah, do not. Edge, I did get my hearing aid fixed and it's a lot better now. Great to hear, sir. I'm glad. It's always good to hear 2020. It is. Krista Greenbean says, I saw my first javelina, spelling questionable, yesterday. Dan Carman says, it's coming from the gasket, but the problem is I'd have to take the whole subframe out to get to the oil pan. You're in a Grand Am, right? There should actually be 2 bolts on each side of the subframe. You can take them out, and they're honestly probably like a 3/4 or 7/8, maybe a 19 millimeter. Then you can slide the frame forward, drop your pan down, replace the gasket, put it up, slide your frame back. I believe it might be that simple.
It's never that simple.
No, it's never that simple, but in words, it sounds great, right? Edge, just get Courtney a Ryobi hammer. You know what? I want one of them Ryobi hammers. They really look nice. Richard equals narc. Krista Greenbean says, LOL Throb. Yeah, Krista, you just missed it. You just missed it. You pulled up right as he stopped flailing around. Dan says, geez, Brian, that's one big ass toothpick. It is. But, you know, when you got to get that molar all the way in the back or like scratch your ear from the inside, it works great. Tool pile. LOL. Me too, says Mike Roten. Richard Gardner says, I don't like the warranty on the Cobalt because sometimes they won't replace it. And that's exactly what I mean. I mean, I could, shy of losing my Snap-on tools, I know I can seriously, if I have the broken tool in my car and I pass the Snap-on truck, I can literally go up to the shop he's in and say, here, this is where I work the hours. Can you replace this? He'll bring it back within 7 days. I mean, you gotta love it. Dan retracted. Richard says, Rob, what is a narc? Dan, hey, Brian, you do know that there's a remedy to slicing knuckles open. They're mechanics gloves. You won't have that issue anymore. See, I got them. But you gotta wear them.
Like 2 pairs.
I will say I do wear them a lot more now since I put a screwdriver through my hand twice. But I don't like getting them greasy. That's the problem, because I like them to be like multi-purpose, and I just don't want to get them greasy. But I am to the point now to where I'm going to have like a greasy pair and a clean pair. But my clean pair is a nice pair of insulated Carhartt. So they're going to be good for me. Nice leather ones. Oh, by the way, Rob, you see this one? You know the bolts in the back of your Tundra? Well, I had these Torx, come on, focus. It won't focus. I have these everywhere from a T8 all the way up to, I think, it's either a 34 or a 43 that you need to take out the bed of your Tundra. Because I did that when on my first one to work on it. Let's see. Scott says, "Hey Brian, what's your favorite cordless drill? When I buy it, I'll let you know." Because honestly, I'm starting to notice a very bad wobble in my Ryobi that I've had for a little under a year. So that's about ready to be target practice. Dot Nation says, was all ready to hit the order button on the new set of Snap-ons, then realized I'm a full-time YouTuber now. Well, Rob, it's like I said, if you're looking for just a couple of things, you can, I mean, $26 for a screwdriver, it might sound a lot to everybody, but
It's a nice screwdriver.
you know how when you get that screwdriver and you put a screw on the tip, you can like wave it around, the screw's still on there? That's a Snap-on screwdriver. And they're also, the tips of them are coated. They're phenomenal. So if you only buy one average size flathead and a number 2 Phillips, for $50, you probably have the 2 screwdrivers you'll ever need in your life again. So, I mean, it's kind of worth it if you think about it that way. Because like I said, I'm going on 20 years now with my whole set of tools, and except for the ones I lost, they're still kicking. Throb Nation says, Joe Gardner, you. Krista Greenbean says, Brian, that's just hysterical. Sorry. Once I do the job, I don't want to clean up. It's kind of like cooking dinner.
Never.
It's like, I cook dinner, you clean.
No.
Richard Gardner says, Gear Runner, hi. Gear says, hey everyone, just got home. Well, welcome. Throb Nation says, well, howdy, Gear. Everyone's saying hi to Gear. That would be Jack, Mike, Throb, Krista, Richard. Yeah, I think I got them all. Throb Nation says, ordered my LEDs today, Jack. Can't wait to get them in. Thanks again. Yeah, they're going to be awesome, Jack. Thank you very much. Jack says, hey, Gear, how is Pam doing? Yes, let us know. Mr. Roten says, hey, High Point Gear. Gear, I don't think you should test how good the High Point is, but more so test how long it'll last. Because, I don't know. Demolition Ranch really put one through a torture test, and it seems like it worked pretty good. Throb Nation said something I already read. Everybody wants to know how Pam's doing. You're welcome, Throb, says Jack. Gear saying hi to everybody. Gear says, doing good, Jack. Her finger is looking better, just still swollen. How is your wife doing? Mr. Baker says, hi, Gear. Dan the Mopar Man says $140 for a Snap-on wrench.
I know women that spend $500 for shoes.
This ratchet is $185. And this one, because it's a long-handled 3/8 and it also has the pivoting head, is about $185. Or at least at the time I got them. They're probably down to probably like $120 now. And that 1-inch wrench is probably about $90. So
Brush the cat.
good job. But they last. Richard Gardner says, Edge, it is bad to sand wood down to be repainted in my hall bedroom with the door shut. That I have all the tools in. Yeah, it's probably bad to do that even if your tools weren't in there because you would be present in a locked up room sanding something. Did you at least have a respirator on? Jack, I bought the High Point today for testing, says Gear. Gear Runner says, hi, Joseph. Happy birthday, buddy. Yeah, happy birthday, sir. Now, I told you personally earlier, but yeah, again, happy birthday. Joseph says, thank you. Then the Mopar Man says, hey, Jack, so how's the chemo working for your wife? Then the Carman says, hey, Gear, how's your wife's finger doing? We got an answer on that. Richard says, Husky will replace the tool, no questions asked. You know what? Now, have you actually had the tool replaced by Husky? Because I've also heard that if you get a tool that's in like a kit, that isn't sold outside of a kit, they won't replace them. Like say I bought this ratchet separately, I could get it replaced. But if this ratchet only came in a certain kit, they wouldn't replace. So I'm curious. Let me know. It's kind of like the only way for you to get a 430 gear in a Tundra would be, say, to get it through the tow package. Other than that, you would get a 410. And if you blew your 410, the insurance wouldn't pay for a 430 kind of thing. It's kind of ridiculous. Because I ran into that with a Craftsman socket one time. They, I think it was a shallow drive or it was one of them clawfoot things. And they only sold that certain size in a kit. So they didn't replace it because the only way to do it would be to break up a kit to give me one. I don't know. Jack says, damn, my wife hasn't started chemo. She's doing radiation. She is still blistering up. That sucks, Jack. It really does, but hopefully it works. Well, Brian, I have a feeling since I am going to be going to school for automotive technology, I might want to consider Snap-on then. Actually, if you're going to school for automotive technology, look into your course study because they will probably give you a voucher through certain companies, depending on whoever they work with, be it Matco Tools, Snap-on, and there's and Mac. Them three tools, you might actually get a voucher for a starter kit, depending on what school you go through, or you might be able to get it at a discounted price with proof of current schooling. So definitely look into that. The kit that you might be able to get would be like a basic electronic kit, and then like a 3H drive socket set that are metric and standard for a shallow drive, and probably two screwdrivers, two Phillips, and two straight slot. So just check that.
Treat. Come. Come here. Come get your treat. Sit down. Sit. Everything okay out there? The door locked?
The door is locked.
The people are waiting.
You locked the back door.
It is locked.
Bye, Scott. Thanks for coming. Krista says, happy birthday, Joseph. Here, thank you, Dan and Jack, for asking.
Don't like the fact that I hear knocking on the door and I see a cop driving around with a spotlight.
Amazing. Right.
Doesn't
Dan.
make me feel comfortable.
Okay. Dan says, oh, geez, Jack, I'm so sorry. I'll keep your wife in my prayers. Throb. I think I only have a couple Torx bits, Brian.
You know what? And honestly, you really only need a couple. It's like a 15, a 20, and I think like a 10 or something. I mean, because that does almost all the moldings and everything in cars. So, I mean, if you're just using it to take out the ashes, honestly, you only buy the one you need. And for the little bit that you would use them, Walmart would probably work perfectly fine for that.
Yeah, but you never get out of there because their lines are way too freaking long.
Yes. Where did we leave off?
Top.
Thank you very much. Green Bean says, Joseph. Krista says, Jack, you and your wife are in our thoughts. Yes, you guys are. Dan the Mopar Man says, no problem, dear, no problem. Jack, you guys are like family to us, and when the family members are hurting or in bad shape, you lift them up. Very true. Very true. Richard Gardner says, I have one Craftsman tool replaced in Lowe's, and they replaced it. Was it pretty like seamless, like went in and said, I broke this, and they handed you one? Or was it like a 20-page form? Let us know.
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. Jack says, thanks for the kind words, Dan. Dan says, I have a feeling that when I start doing automotive work, I will need every tool known to man. You'd be surprised the shape some of these vehicles are in when you get them. Now, honestly, I will tell you that there are a lot of specialty tools that will make your life so much easier. But I am also going to tell you, you do not need all of them. With a set of basic hand tools, you can do almost everything.
Dog. Come here.
You don't really need, a lot of special things. It just so happens at the time that I bought these two, Toyota had a recall, or I'm not sure if it was a recall, but they had a problem with the radiator lines ripping for some reason. I think it was like the 89 to like 92 Camry, and then the Tercels, and I think the Paseos had the same line too. But they were just having a problem, so I was replacing a lot of lines, and I was getting aggravated. So I just bought the tool. It made my life so much easier. But you're not going to be buying every tool just to have it. You get the tools that you're going to need on a daily basis, make the money, and then buy the tool and let the tool make you money at that point. But you have to start out slow, and you have to improvise on a lot of things.
Shake your money maker.
Yes. Just not too hard, because if you smack your head in with one of these ratchets, it'll hurt. Don't shake that.
Mm-mm.
Let's see. I just spent over $140 for a brand new pistol. You know what, Gare? I heard the high points actually work halfway decent.
I'll go check it out.
Gear Runner says that's what I was going to test. My buddy had one 500 rounds through it with no malfunctions. See, now a lot of people don't really like the high point, but I mean, from what I've heard, they actually do pretty well. Then the Mopar man says, well, Brian, I'm going to be going to College of Western Idaho and doing a 2-year course. I'm going to learn everything there is on how to fix a car. Well, that sounds good. Just remember, cars are like phones. They change every 3 months. And you have to keep up on your, you definitely got to keep up on your schooling. Then the Mopar man said something I already read. Jack says, hey, Richard, when you break a Craftsman ratchet, do they replace it or give you a new one? And my thing is, if they replace it, do they give you the money to replace it or actually give you a tool? Snap-on will literally say, you broke your half-inch ratchet, here's your half-inch ratchet. Throb Nation says, what about Bosch? Bosch isn't that bad. I don't know about their hand tools. Don't even know if they make hand tools. Richard Gardner says, Edge, I used to have a Ryobi brushless hammer drill and it broke and I would not buy another one. The Ryobi brushless with the HP battery is better than the brush. You know what? I'm really starting to, now that I'm using the Ryobi more often, I'm starting to have some issues with them. I mean, I burned up a router that I barely even used, but my little Palm router worked perfectly fine. So I guess it's hit and miss. Dan says, hey, Brian, are you saying that Rob is a bit of a girly man? LOL. No, not at all. I mean, people get tools that they need. I mean, if you don't need them, why buy them? And I was that way. A lot of stuff I did was just to make my life easier. But at that point in time, I was making the money and I was still living at home. So I didn't have bills, so I could afford to do it. That was the luxury at that point. Now, I wouldn't be able to go out and buy these tools. So you just have to look at anyone's given situation and see what works for them. I mean, if you only make Husky money right now, let Husky make you money and then gradually build up your tools. You know, that's just how it works. It's like with anything else. It's like Rob didn't start out with, well, maybe Rob did start out with 50 cars. But, you know, if, like me, I didn't start out just doing everything I needed. I still need tools to do my woodworking. I still need tools to cook. You know, it's that simple. You know, you're going to need tools and, you know, specific things to do specific tasks. I mean, it's a prime example is my pressure pot. I will use that for nothing but casting resin, acrylics, epoxies. That's it. It's a one-time tool. Not a one-time tool, but it's a single purpose tool. That's all it's used for. Joseph says, later green beans. Jack says, bye, Krista. Krista's leaving, I see. Jack says, here they only replace it at Sears. Well, that sucks, Jack, because pretty soon there will be no Sears at all. I think they have like 30 stores left, and they're supposed to be closed by Black Friday. I think their Black Friday sale is basically a liquidation sale for the remaining stores that are left open. Throb Nation says, it is, Dan. It is. Dan the Mopar Man says, yes, Rob, it is. Throb says, I'm okay with that. Mike said, I'm not going to say his name, but he says, attack. Dan the Mopar Man says, Brian, do you know that there are like $20 a pair, spend 60 and get 3 pair, problem solved? Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you can buy it and never have to do anything with it, you don't have to make a separate trip to the store. You don't have to fill out warranty paperwork. If you buy a good product that, now mind you, that you can afford. I mean, it's great to be able to buy one that you can replace. But if you can buy one that has a good replacement, but you never have to replace it, that's great to me. What do you think? Scott says, take care, you guys. Good night, sir. Thought Nation, so did your truck get hit again? The IG post confused us.
Which one?
Yeah,
Who said that?
Throb did. Night Scott, you're in the home stretch now. Then the Mopar man says, oh, Rob. Richard says, I have had a Husky socket out of the kit replaced, and I have had a Craftsman 1/2 inch go through the ratchet was a Craftsman 6-point and go through the kit replaced. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it, because there are some companies that don't want to do that because they make specific tools that are special to kits to get people to buy them. Mike Roten says, see you, Scott. Dan says, see you, Scott. Everyone's saying bye to Scott. Dan says, well, there's your problem there, Brian. You bought a Ryobi, the Chinese junk of the tool world. Yeah, but at that time, that's what I had money for.
Pretty sure you didn't have money for that either.
Yeah, but I needed a drill to do things. So you get the one, you hope it works. Still works fine to do, non-tolerance type tasks. Let's put it that way. Brendan says, edges.
Yo.
Mike Roten says, that sucks, Richard. Richard says, I have a vacuum addiction. Don't bother him while he's cleaning his room. Mike Roten says, Brando. Jack says, hi, Brandon. So does Throb Nation. Brandon says, hey, at Mike. Duh, Jack. What's up? Richard Gardner, Mr. Mopar, don't you dare talk about Ryobi. Bad about Ryobi. Well, Richard, you are buying Milwaukee for a reason. Just want to point it out. Brandon says, stuff I've already said. Richard says, hi, Brandon. Throb Nation says, Brian, what is your next resin project? Well, let me see if I can get it for you. Where did they go? Oh, there they are. Because in my shop, I have a window that bugs can get in and not get out of.
Bees, specifically.
Specifically bees. I am going to be, and see what I did there? Focus. Let's try this. Let's try that.
Pull it out and then put it back. Shut up.
Okay, come on. Well, this thing doesn't want to do anything right, but it's basically, I have a bunch of bees sitting in a window ledge that have been there for a while. So since they're dried, hopefully I'll be able to cast them in resin and make bottle stoppers. Like that little guy right there that you will never see, ever.
Is my hand even there? Jeez.
Yeah, it's not going to focus.
No, it's not.
But that's what I'm going to do. I have a ton of bees that are sitting in a windowsill at the top of my shed or my workshop. So since they're all dry because they've been sitting in the sun, I can take them out and put them in the resin and I'll be able to cast them. And I'm hoping to make like bottle stoppers or like clear resin, like coasters or something like that out of them. Gear Runner says, sorry, gotta go, everyone. We just bought a new Christmas tree. Guess we are putting one up this year. Well, congratulations, Gear, and see you next time. Mike Roten says, later, Gear. Throb Nation says, Merry Christmas, Gear. Bye, Gear from Jack and Brandon. Richard Gardner says, I had a Milwaukee Impact socket break, and I called Milwaukee and got it in the mail by the next week for free. Oh, now that's nice. Dan the Mopar Man says, hey, Brandon, how are you doing? Richard Gardner says, Gear is going to have squirrels in his house. Yeah, I see a whole Chevy Chase thing coming on.
Yeah.
Brendan says, good. How are you doing, Dan? Well, Richard, unfortunately, I don't think they sell M12 fuel tools in my area. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with Ryobi, DeWalt, Cobalt, and other type of tools. Well, Dan, there is always the internet. Why don't you just get there on that World Wide Web or the interwebs and have that shipped out to you? Because I know they ship everywhere. Richard Gardner says they will give you a new one in store. Dan the Mopar Man says, pretty good, Brendan. Just getting ready for my job interview tomorrow at the call center for Verizon. Well, good luck, sir. Richard Gardner says, all men are tool hoarders. See, hoarders are people that don't use things. I do use my tools, right?
Sometimes.
Then I'm not hoarding them. Dan says, and Richard, I'm sorry to tell you this, man, but Ryobi tools are horrible. We've had 2 other drills, and they both crapped out, so Ryobi sucks. I agree. But, you know, for what you pay for them and what you get out of them, you know, you get what you pay for kind of thing. Brandon says, Dan the Mopar Man, good luck to you. Dan says, that's true, Brian. I'll look into that, and thank you for telling me about the tool voucher. I'm not sure if it's like a voucher, if there's like a discount code that you can get. Snap-on or Macco or Mac Tools might even come to the school one day, kind of like a book fair, but it's like a tool fair, for you to buy stuff at a discounted price. So definitely look into it. Dan says, can't go wrong with Milwaukee tools. They are really good, much better than the garbage Ryobi tries to sell us people. Very true. Is the dog Psycho Dog? LOL. Yes, he is. Damn straight, Richard, there is nothing wrong with being a tool hoarder. LOL. It is if you can't pay your bills. Throb says, Dan, I still have the Virginia... Dan, I still have the Virginia girlfriend. Oh, you still have the Virginia girlfriend. Yeah, glad you clarified that there, Throb. Dan says, Rob, when did you get a girlfriend in Virginia? Do you think Krista will be a little upset about that? No, she'll just move in with Gear. Oh, me, Rob. She's doing good. Just counting down the months until we get together. We've actually been communicating on Marco Polo. Tag, you're it. And in case nobody knows what Marco Polo is, it's video texting at pretty much what you do is you speak into the phone and you sound the message just like text. Oh, okay. Throb Nation says, that's great, Edge. I was honestly thinking about you making a fossil type resin casting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll cast rocks in a shift knob for Courtney. Richard Gardner says, Edge, I took a Cobalt into Lowe's and tried to replace it, but they told me it was not the same color and they don't make Cobalt tools in blue and gray anymore. You know, I will say that is a little bit of an issue, and they're all chrome. I will tell you that the older they are, which for you guys that are just getting on here, if you look, let me clean this up for you. If you look past the USA, right there, there's a little bit of a mark. That mark is actually, it's a stamp for the year that the tool was made. So there are some limitations on like the age requirements. You might have to pay a little bit to get a newer one, per se, a 25-year-old tool. But once again, I haven't had to because they've just lasted so long. Richard says something I already said, and he said that is one gross bug. It's actually a carpenter bee, but you know. I am having beans and mustard for supper. That kind of sounds a little bit nasty. So I think we're at the end, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our little tool chat today. And once again, this is all Rob's fault. Because we were talking about tools on his channel, and I'm like, you know what? People have actually asked me, you know, what tools I like, and you know, in this case, it's hand tools. I don't really know about power tools yet because obviously all my Ryobi's taking a crap on me, so I don't like them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and like I said, you know, everybody was asking about it. They were asking, just, you know, a few people asked me how much Snap-on I actually own, and as you guys can tell, I do have a fair bit, and it's not for everyone. I will tell you that. If you don't have the money, honestly, go out and get a Craftsman or like a Husky or a Cobalt. I would say don't waste your money on Snap-on, but if you're depending on it to make a living, I don't consider that a waste. Like for me, if I was to buy it, it would be a waste right now. Just saying. So let's see. Let me catch up here. That's great, Edge. I was thinking about the file, so I already read that. Gray, blue, and gray. Richard's having beans and Franks and stuff. The dust collection bag for my Ryobi cordless orbital sander broke on me, and they won't replace it for me. No, they won't, because the tool works. And that's just how it is. Mike Roten says, y'all have a great week. Joseph says, later. Everybody, have a nice night. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for spending this wonderful Sunday evening with us. And see you next weekend. Good night, guys.